Hey, welcome to ARTDM 130, Intro to Digital Audio. This is Matt McLean, your instructor here at DVC. This is the Intersession version of the class, and I have to give you a word of warning up front. It moves very quickly. This is a full 3-unit class that has been condensed into 4 weeks. So for the most part, a week has been condensed into about 2 days. So there's definitely a lot of work to get done. This is definitely a project-based class, and you're going to be doing projects and discussion forums, and there are a few quizzes as well. But basically, every 2 days, you're going to be turning something in. So the good news, though, is that everything is administered through our Canvas shell, and there is no required textbook for the class. So you're going to go into Canvas, and you can find the link on the home page at DVC up here at the top. If you click on that, it'll take you to the login page. And on the login page, you're going to use your username and password that you use to register for the class, unless you change it, of course. And then that will take you to your dashboard in Canvas, and this is all the classes that you're enrolled in. So if you follow the link into our section, you can see I have an open class schedule here, and this is going to remain open for the entirety of our class. And there's a little welcome message up at the top here with some key dates. You definitely have to get into the first discussion forum and turn things in by the first deadline, or you might get dropped as a no-show. So one other warning in the class is that I don't accept late work. I do have some extra credit built in, and everyone can submit one assignment, one discussion forum, and one peer review discussion forum for a full regrade. But otherwise, the deadlines are hard deadlines, and especially the first one. If you don't get into Canvas and complete the work by the first deadline, you'll probably get dropped as a no-show. So once you get past the welcome letter here, you can find the class schedule down below. And the class schedule has all of the work that you're going to be doing for the entire class. Let me give you a little overview of some of the things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be using 2 digital audio programs. We're going to be using Audacity and Reaper, and these are both cross-platform. Audacity is actually free, and Reaper has a demo window, a 60-day demo window, so you can use the full version for free for the period of this class. And these are both great programs, and they actually work in conjunction really well. So let's see. The first thing you're going to do is get into basic voiceover editing. Then you're going to do that's going to be assignment 1. Assignment 2 is a 30-second radio advertisement where you're going to add some effects in and record your own voice. We get into some interesting sound effects. You're going to put together a slideshow. Get into some cool sound design stuff as we move towards the final project, which is you're going to be doing a scene from a movie, roughly 2 minutes and 30 seconds, either a scene or a trailer, and you're going to do all of the audio for it. So you're going to redo the voiceover, you're going to redo all the sound effects and Foley, which is like the footsteps and stuff, and then you're going to add your own music or music of your choice to the scene. And these are always really cool and fun. You're going to have roughly a week to finish that last one. It's a little bit bigger than the other ones. And then there are a few quizzes. There are 4 quizzes, and there are a number of discussion forums. So in the first week, you need to get into the first discussion forum. It's really an introduction, but this is critical so that I know you're engaged in the class and you don't get dropped as a no-show. So let me just give you a peek into how I have it laid out. So again, everything is here in the class schedule that you need to do. Everything is required, though. So you need to read all the news lecture items here. You need to watch and read all the video embeds and links, and do all the work that is linked out to here. So there's a link to the syllabus. This is our contract for this class. It is required reading. I have the key dates in here, as well as student learning outcomes and the class schedule. Some of the required materials, really you just need a good pair of headphones and some sort of microphone. And in a pinch, you can actually get away with the microphone that's built into one of the older generation plug-in iPod headphones. But you can also use game headsets to record voiceover. And in the syllabus, I actually have some information on some really cheap, I think less than like $15, lapel mics that are USB, and you can plug them into a Mac or a PC and get good voiceover results with a little bit of magic that you can apply in Audacity. So definitely look over the syllabus that's required. And then in the first week, here's our first news and lecture item. This is a brief written intro to the class with some cool links to goings on in the world of digital audio. And a lot of students have used these projects for their portfolios to apply for transfer to CSU and UCs or for real world work. I have some students that have done stuff like you might have heard some of them on local radio ads, for example, or transferred into some of the top programs in the country. So definitely put your effort into the work and your creative assignments, because not only will they help you to be successful in the class, but you can use them in the future as well. And then we have the Class 1 video embeds and links. This has another link here to the video that you're watching. And then there are readings and tutorials. And there's a key there. I guess the first couple weeks, or not weeks, I keep saying weeks, the first couple classes, I front load it with terms, digital audio terms. So you have some readings to do. There's a PDF that's linked in Class 2. And you're going to have to read about 30 pages. They're short pages. And it's basically like the birth of the MP3 and what sample rate and bit depth and key digital audio terms mean. And then I have some cool links about the history of digital audio and recording technology here in the first class, and some hearing tests. Make sure you watch all of them, including down here at the bottom. This is one of my favorites. It's a YouTube video. You just have to watch 9 minutes of this one, but it's the basics of digital audio. I found some great videos on YouTube where people are doing basically what I'm doing here, but they do it a lot better. So for each of the creative assignments, I do my own tutorials and walk you through, and I have some other key ones. Some have actually gone viral out there. Like there's an Audacity one on mastering that has like 20,000 views. But I will definitely defer to other people who have condensed things into cool 10-minute videos whenever possible. So let's go back home here and check out the other thing is in the first class, and that's the discussion forum. So if you dive in here, you can read my brief intro, and you're going to have to post a response and respond to at least one other student down here. You just hit the reply, and it's super easy, but just make sure you do it by the first deadline. And then moving into the future, let's take a look at, let's skip forward a little bit to, the first quiz. You can do all the quizzes twice, and I keep the high score. And then the quiz review terms can be found back within the readings, so the class video embeds and links that lead up to it. And then the first assignment is due in Class 4 here. And this is a voiceover edit. If you click on this, you will see this one has two resources. So one of them is a Word document that you can expand, and it has an overview of the assignment. And you can scan this in your own time here, along with the rubric, and that's the grading criteria. And one of my mantras for this class is get an A and then do art. And this first one is pretty technical, as opposed to being creative. And so there are a number of technical points that you have to meet. A lot of the creative assignments, people can spend a lot of time spinning their wheels, doing cool stuff, but it's actually relatively easy to get an A if you meet all of the criteria first, and then spend, if you have it, extra time getting super creative. And then on this first assignment, I have detailed instructions. They're super detailed, written instructions, just to make sure that everyone is on board. But as we move forward with the assignments, they'll sort of build on the ones before, and you'll find that each one has less and less written directions. So let's go back here and scroll down. The other thing for the first assignment is there is a WAV file that you're going to have to download, and then it's actually my terrible voiceover on purpose that you're going to download, and then you're going to have to turn it into a really cool voiceover read using Audacity. So there are two resources for the first one. Each one is a little bit different. If we go back home here, we'll scroll down and check out, let's see, maybe a different week here really quickly. Like let's see, in class 7, I actually have two links to pages. One is the effects videos, embeds, and links. So in this week is a little more complicated just because there are a bunch of links that include a lot of reading. And I pulled some of the things from Wikipedia, at least for audio. I wouldn't consider them super controversial. Obviously, you can't cite them in an academic journal article, but they're actually pretty succinct, and they have sound examples as well. And then I also have links to, for example, for Reverb, it has the wiki on Reverb, and then so read that, and then compare and contrast that with the entry from the actual manual for Audacity. And these are both great resources. But in this week, you definitely have to do the effects videos and links, and then there's a second set of links too. But anyway, everything is in here in the class schedule, everything that you need to do. And if you want to see it all laid out in deadline land, you can go to the syllabus link here, the second one down. And there's again a link to the syllabus right here, and then you can see all the deadlines. So these will show up in your calendar function within Canvas as well. Make sure that you turn things in by the deadlines. Again, these are hard deadlines. Everyone can do one assignment for a full regrade, one discussion forum, and one peer review discussion forum for a full regrade. But other than that, spare yourself. If something comes up, I understand, but move on. And there is some extra credit built into the class too. At the end, I have a creative assignment that's an extra creative assignment. And I think that should be substantial for you guys to be successful. And then let me jump into one other thing here. Assignments 5, 6, and 7 use Reaper. And let's see. For example, the first one, you're going to be using Reaper to do an audio story. And if I pull up Reaper here in my doc, you can see that, let's see, pull this up. I'm within the demo window here, and there are a couple of prompts. So when you get in here, you'll see and a still evaluating warning. And if you click still evaluating, then you'll be able to use the full version. And this is what Reaper looks like. It basically has an arrange window, and the layout is pretty similar to Audacity. This one has a lot more bells and whistles. You can drag and drop audio and video into this one and mix it sort of like Pro Tools or Logic. I know other people have used other audio programs, but for this class, I want you to stick to the ones specifically that we are using, Audacity and Reaper. But they can do all sorts of great stuff. They can run plugins, and there are all sorts of cool free plugins that you can get to online, and I have links to those as we move forward in the class. But you can do all sorts of great audio production. I think Reaper sounds great, and it's really easy to use. You can do all sorts of cool automation as well, pretty much anything. And we're actually going to be using this one for the final project, where you're going to drop a movie file in and then turn the original audio down and then replace it all with your own creations. The last thing is you can message me, and then if you use the inbox function here, you can click on this and send me a message. Anytime you have a question, I'm in here twice a day. So the sooner things come up, the sooner you get to me, the better, and I'll get back to you usually within 24 hours. In terms of my turnaround time, for grading, I should be having things back to people hopefully within a day or two at the most, because we are moving so quickly. So make sure that you check your grade book. I'll leave usually pretty extensive comments on each person's creative assignments. So make sure that you read those over. Even if you get a perfect score, I will generally have suggestions on how to move forward on things in the future. There's a way to get in your inbox and also look for gradebook comments, because they don't get pushed out to you with the default settings, but I think it's a better way just to go into the gradebook itself and then look at it, and you can dive into my comments there. So otherwise, if you have any questions, make sure you let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that's it. Let's have a great session here, and I'll see you online. Bye.